Everyone, it's Jennifer here from Hybrid Rasta Mama, and I'm going to talk to you today about something very important, and that is whether or not essential oils can really completely eliminate toxic mold. After I went through my big mold event in which I left my house in 2014, I got a lot of emails from well-meaning people telling me which essential oils would work and how I could save my house if I just diffused some essential oils. And the fact of the matter is, this is really bad advice and information, and it circulates around the internet quite a bit. And so I want to clear up the myth of using essential oils to eliminate toxic mold, and also discuss with you when it is appropriate to use essential oils and how they might work. So the first thing you have to know is that in order for essential oils to work, if they really do work, your mold has to be visible and it can't be deeply rooted. So we are talking very surface level type of mold, a little bit of mold that might be in the corner of your shower or something like that. Essential oils just don't have magic superpowers to be able to infiltrate walls and flooring and things like that. In my particular case, because our house was so contaminated, essential oils, even if they really did work, would have been totally useless because they simply couldn't penetrate to those areas that were impacted by toxic mold, which was pretty much our floors and our walls and our ceiling. So essential oils may work to help reduce the mold spore count in your home if the mold spores are airborne, but this is a huge maybe. This is not definitive at all. There's been very few studies done on whether or not this is actually something that works. Mold spores create mycotoxins, and the mycotoxins really are the bad boys and what cause all the health issues. And when it comes to essential oils, there is zero conclusive evidence that they actually can tackle mycotoxins. So even though they might be able to remove a little surface mold, you're doing a big disservice to yourself if you're thinking, okay, I'll just diffuse the proper essential oil and that will go ahead and solve all my problems and I'll be fine and be able to live in this house. That's not true. It just simply is only going to tackle what might be airborne, not anything, again, that has penetrated into things like flooring or walls. Now, like I said, there is kind of a lot of debate about whether essential oils can ever be used on mold. Some sites and some companies will say that, oh yes, our essential oils can handle both new and long-standing mold growth. And then you'll also hear the flip side where, essential oils really are going to only work better on recent mold growth. But regardless of if you have old, new, in between, the mold has to be visible. So never ever assume that you can use essential oils in any form to tackle mold that is not visible. So the other side of the coin really is how much mold essential oils really can tackle. And I've not found one single evidence-based study that proves without a shadow of a doubt that essential oils of any essential oil can actually eliminate toxic mold in large quantities. So that's definitely something to be aware of and to keep in mind if you do decide to try essential oils for some sort of mold growth. So in the case of a highly contaminated home, it would really take a vat of essential oils to possibly even begin to make a difference. Now, I am completely on board with using the right essential oil or essential oil blend for a small area of visible mold, and I do think that they can work and help. But you really have to know that the mold spores haven't rooted, that they're just on the surface, and you really can't use essential oils on anything that is non-porous. They can't penetrate a non-porous surface. So they're really, going to be of little use to something like, say, a floorboard or something like that. So I have a list basically of 11 essential oils that are known to be somewhat effective, potentially, on visible mold. These are tea tree oil, clove oil, cinnamon, peppermint, rosemary, thyme, oregano, basil, lemon, geranium, and dill. I know, everybody carries dill essential oil, right? But so anyway, these are known to have some superpowers, we'll call them, to be able to help reduce the mold spore load. But again, not tackling the mycotoxins. So the best way really to deal with airborne mold spores, if you are using essential oils and prefer to use essential oils over some of the other products that I have suggested in previous blog posts, go ahead and diffuse an essential oil blend. And I mentioned a few of these in this post, and you can take a look at those. But the blends are awfully more powerful because they work synergistically. All the different oils work synergistically together, as opposed to just a single oil. So if you want to use essential oils for mold removal, and you've basically picked either the blend or the single oil, you want to first apply them undiluted directly to the impacted surface. So there's all kinds of ways that you can do it, but basically pour the oil on whatever has the surface mold and then wipe in a downward motion, always downward, because if you wipe upwards, the mold spores that are in the grains are going to start to fly, and you definitely don't want that. So always be sure that you're wiping in a downward motion. Like I said, you can either just dump the essential oil right on there, you can spray the essential oils on there, or apply it to a soft cloth and then do your wiping. So once you clean all of the black stuff off the surface, it does not mean that you're home free, because again, mold spores pretty much are always going to absorb into any surface that you see them on. And also they're most likely in your air. So diffuse the essential oils to get them out of your air. Again, if you are comfortable with diffusing. The thing is, the oils that were inside these specific plants were put there to basically protect the plant from mold. So while I'm not in complete disagreement that there is some value to essential oils because of this, it just still, it wouldn't be my first choice. I have a whole post about what I do and what I use. But again, if you do want to diffuse them, you want to use a cold air diffuser, which does not heat the oils and destroy all of the properties in them that you're hoping for in order to help get the mold spores out of your air. So anyway, that's kind of the short of it. Again, you never want to assume that essential oils are going to work on anything that you can't see. And again, even what you can see likely has rooted deeper. I like essential oils for a lot of things. I really do. But I do not like them for tackling mold. And I really just think that it is a dangerous practice to assume that essential oils are going to cure you of all your mold woes in your home. If you do have any sort of surface mold, that probably means that you have a bigger issue and you need to be looking far beyond essential oils and instead trying to find the root of where that mold is coming from and where the water source is. So that is my general kind of overview of why I don't love essential oils, but basically giving you some information if you do choose to use those as to how you should properly use the essential oils. So I hope you found that helpful, and if you have any questions, always just let me know. Alrighty, bye.